everyone, schizophrenic homeless gun bunny here, and tonight on what voices told me is Forearms maintenance protocol. I remember I was literally limiting my dry fire. Shit was so inflamed I couldn't do like 40 minutes 3 times a week. A few days ago I logged 3 hours straight and I was like, nothing hurts, that's weird. But anyway, there are 2 types of pain. There's one pain that just needs counter inflammation efforts, and another pain that needs more like stretching and shit, which is kind of close but a little bit different. Anyway, when the pain is a little bit worse, we need to fight inflammation. We do this shit. The weather outside is 34. This thing is probably 47. You don't have to do this outside, you can just do shower. So if you're in Utah, that's what you need to do. I'm not sure which one I like more. So what's cool about targeted shower versus ice bath or even ice bucket is the shower continues delivering the cold water, and static water will heat up right next to your body and kind of will do it slower. When the water is still moving, it really starts getting into it, and you can feel it's just like getting in there. For those of you who are careful, don't want to get frostbite and shit like this, you can use CBAN protocol. So it's not protocol, it's just acronym. Cold, burn, ache, numb. When it starts aching bad, don't wait for it to go numb. Just stop. Right now I'm just feeling cold, like a shock cold. No aching, no burning. Slow down obviously, but yeah. So I would do it normally longer than this, like 2-3 minutes. Basically 3 minutes is like good time for shower. 1 minute is minimal for shower to actually get any effect. After I do dry fire, if I start feeling some inflammation, usually it's either here or like in the finger, I'll just literally target that thing. Just like continue targeting it until I stop feeling pain, and then a little bit some more. Once you heat up, the pain will return, but it's not that big of a deal. You can do it again. The effect is there basically. So this is the first part of my protocol. I usually do it after dry fire, or when I feel pain, or after some stretching, or before some stretching. You know, things like that. Just on a regular basis, I just like submerge my forearms, hands, and wrists into cold water, shower preferably, and just target it. That reduces inflammation, and it will, if you're working out, it will prevent muscle hypertrophy. So you're either fighting your injuries or you're actually developing muscle mass. So pick one. But yeah, that's the first part, which is not necessarily first, but just like it's at part. So the second one is hammer levering. Let's go to the garage and do that. Okay, so we covered the cold exposure. Now let's take a look what I actually do in terms of exercises. So these are things that I use. First of all, chalk, doesn't matter which, I like liquid. Small dumbbell, 10-pound with a grip thickener, and 4-pound sledgehammer from Walmart. Pretty short one, like 1 foot or whatever. Additional stuff, I started using these guys for flexing the fingers. You actually don't need to buy them. If you have hair ties, they work even better. You just put more of them and boom, I cannot do that. And this is like only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hair ties. And this is harder than the darkest of these things, but anyway. First, we're gonna apply some chalk. It's important to have good grip when we're doing this stuff because we don't want the fingers to slip or any non-perfect technique to affect the exercise. So the first thing I do, take the dumbbell and relax my whole arm. Just hold the grip and literally just shake it a little bit left and right, just some rotations, just starting the warm up. Lately, I do just 1 dumbbell or 1 hammer on just one side to really focus on it mentally properly. I just do left, right, left, right, left, right, or right, left, right, left, right, left. So first exercise for the warm-up that I do, physical therapy from YouTube channel called Spinal Flow Yoga, but we combine 2 exercises into one. We don't use the bench, we just literally keep standing. So how I do it is I do the rotations, so the bicep curl, and then rotation up the tricep thing. The opposite motion, and I just do it like at least 8 times. You can pretend that this is a draw conditioning. Maybe it will help, but it warms up the joint. Good exercise, stuff like that. Okay, so after we've done the curls and whatever that thing is, the press, I just do the wrist curls. So it looks like this. I'll do something like 16 times. Now we do the opposite wrist extensions, I guess. So for this one, I actually go crouch on my toes, so not like a sloth squat, but heels actually off the ground. This gives you a good angle. Easy squat, and again 16 times, the opposite direction. Woo! I sometimes go more than 16 times. So this exercise I think is safe to go to the failure, like when the range of motion is basically drastically reduced, not like failure, or when the grip starts to open, kind of doing like this. But once you've done this, basically you're done with the dumbbell and the warm-up is over, and now we go straight for the hammer. So the hammer has 4 directions. For ulnar deviation and radial deviation, I will do like 6 this way, and then I will isolate the wrist, not isolate, but turn the wrist from concentric to isometric dynamic workload as well. This is how it goes. You finish this at top, you lock it, and now you go elbow. Same amount that you've done before that, or a little bit more. This becomes like really hard to hold. We're doing the same for the opposite side, but first, of course, left hand. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bad grip. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One thing I noticed progressing with this, so before I was like ego lifting this thing like years ago, where I used like that big sledge of a hammer. It's like additional PVC pipe on it, additional weight. Stupid shit. My pinky were opening, I was losing grip, I was getting inflamed. It was stupid. Like, this is enough. I got stronger and this is still enough. Now we're doing the other side. Funny part is, you would think that this exercise, being what locks the wrist this way, will be what mostly helps with recoil, but when I shoot a lot, I feel that it's actually the opposite muscle that gets worked up, and I think it's this exercise that actually helps. Anyway, again, let's do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, and the same in the left hand. So these are 2 directions, the radial deviation and ulnar deviation. Now we go pronation, supination. So the normal pronation, before I was doing it like this, but then I realized why not lock the wrist. So instead of doing like that, we lock the wrist forward and we kind of now move more at the shoulder, kind of feels like engaging the whole thing. So with the same numbers, relative, this now I do 24 times. Shoulders definitely being involved. Pinky and this finger getting more dynamic workout compared to these two, but this exercise is really kind of filler. I mean, maybe it's like integration exercise, but anyway. Normal, and then wrist locked. And at the shoulder, and everything is static. Just try to simulate the configurations of the shooting platform that happen when you actually shoot. You can even see me putting the hand here on my chest, because this is what I do when I shoot weight-handed or strong-handed. So I try to associate these muscle engagements with these muscle engagements. Simulation, how matches turn into live fire turns into dry fire turns into walkthrough or hand fire turns into exercises that doing similar motions. Is you try to keep as much similarities on each step, transitioning to the next one as possible. So this way you're getting as functional workout as possible. Now with it done with this thing, we go to the supination. At first, supination was again just simple stuff. And what happens if we add the wrist locking? Now it goes in the opposite direction, and it actually can be dynamic. So once I go into this, my angle changes, and it feels like I'm driving it with my thumb. And it gives you like insane burn on the inner side of the elbow. So you drive with your thumb. It's 12 only, and I'm already feeling the burn. I can probably do like 16 at this handle length. Yeah, this is a weird workout. I don't know if it helps, but it definitely works out something here. And if you look at the physiology, at all the muscles, joints and ligaments that are in your elbow and forearms, and little bones and shit, this thing is incredibly complex. So the more you can work out, the better, right? I mean, it helped me. So anyway, let's do 16 on this guy. Yeah, boy. The first part with a hammer, or advanced hammer rather, because they have now these additional things for all these exercises, is done. Now I do extensors. It's always a good idea to work opposing muscle groups, either together or you split them somehow, same day, different day, but it's apparently widely known that it's really hard to condition one muscle if you don't condition the opposite. I don't know if it's true here, but these guys give me a little bit additional stretching, and it kind of reduces the pain on inside of the fingers, in the wrist a little bit, so I think it's worth it. And yeah, you totally don't need to use these, you can use the hair ties. Something like 32 on the lightest, another hand. This is like actually my workout today, so I'll just speed up the video. Oh, and yeah, and I do everything in one set, just one set of everything, and done. And I do it like once a day at most, probably 2 times a week or something like that. You can probably use it, like go for reps and whatnot. I didn't try it. With one set, all exercises, it does not give me any inflammation, only reduces it. So it feels good. I'm not trying to do any ego lifting or inject some steroids up my ass. This is just maintenance, injury prevention, pain reduction, inflammation suppression, barely any conditioning. I think I have enough physical capacity for recoil control that I need for like 40 in a heavy gun. And right now I'm shooting only minor in a plastic gun, but with a light, extended base pads, so I don't think I need it. Although, honestly, I think this part got a little bit thicker. We will see when I lose weight. The plan is to lose some weight this winter, because I got fat as fuck. Okay, so done with this stuff. Now, one final exercise that I invented just recently really gives you the burn into this recoil buffer here. So you go into this, and then you start jumping the handle. So the goal is to keep the hammer as static as possible, and just magically teleport your hand here, and then here. Here, and then here. And it goes like this. Okay, that was 50 back and forth, so 25. It burns. I don't know if it got thicker, but it definitely has some blood in it. My form sucks, but it still works. Let's see if I can do 60. That's 60. Almost hit my car. This is like 64, 66. Fuck, it burns. That's it. I don't do cold exposure after this stuff. At least not immediately. And I also don't do it right after cold exposure. So between shitting outside and here, it was at least like 5 minutes. So the skin turned completely red, like almost ice bath red, and then it came back. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My new protocol with like 2 or 3 new inventions that I've never have I ever published before. It's for you, motherfuckers. Don't forget to dislike and report, and also please talk shit about me with your friends. If you have a podcast on your YouTube channel, Reddit, forums, whatever you feel like, just do it. I'm doing this in like my front yard. They probably think I'm mental. They're probably right.